All right, all right, all right. Now, how to break spells part 2. See, one of the reasons why the language that we speak, English, is so heavily is so heavily wordy, so many words in the English language, and this is not, this is not for no reason. You feel me? There are many words in the English language because English itself is made up of many spells, right? Spells is how you do things to motivate yourself, and spells are also things that are put in your way as blocks to fuck with you, like low self-esteem. It's a spell. Depression is a spell, right? Now, you do have to leave room open for interpretation when people speak to you, and when you speak to people, right? Because you put out spells all day, especially when you're not paying attention to yourself, right? Like, some people could say something as simple as, don't listen to nobody, don't listen to nobody, don't trust nobody, right? That's a spell in itself, right? Because whenever you got room to say, like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, people always think you being stupid and you not reading between the lines. But sometimes when you have to read between the lines, it's a spell there. And sometimes when you got to read too deep into something to understand what's going on, that means they're leaving room for misinterpretation, right? So and misinterpretation is literally like another way of saying having two meanings, having multiple meanings, right? A lot of times sayings and certain things like that, they have multiple meanings, and we just take the one that we want to go with and we run, right? And sometimes you can't do that. You can never do that when you don't understand that we are living in the spiritual world, and this three-dimensional world is nothing but a three-dimensional manifestation of something much, much deeper. You understand? So when people say things like, don't let nobody hold you down, don't let nobody hold you down. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do you mean by that? Because we already know holding somebody down has too many different interpretations. It sounds crazy, but it's real. I'm being so serious. And you got to think about this with all the conversations that you have, because all day long, people want to give you ideas. All day long, people want to motherfucking give you ideas. You understand? And you got to understand, sometimes what you take from a conversation isn't just what you took from it. Sometimes what you took from a conversation is a spell. And sometimes that spell was put out there just so that you could take the bait and go run with it. So sometimes you just don't want to just run with things. I've learned this the hard way. Sometimes you have to really put a solid interpretation in a spell of your own, also known as a prayer. When you connect with the Most High Creator, they aren't spells anymore. These are prayers. And I think the difference between a spell and a prayer is a spell is something that is demonic because it's manipulative. It has to involve more than just one person. You know what I'm saying? You really can't put a spell on yourself. You can only accept spells. You can't put a spell on yourself, because even in the idea of you thinking you're putting a spell on yourself is all based off some type of experience that you had that has led you here. Therefore, you haven't done it to yourself, right? Now, a prayer you can do all to yourself, because prayers are inner conversations that you are having with the Most High Creator that have nothing to do with anyone but you, right? So prayers are dealing with nothing but your interpretation. You understand? So you really got to be careful of what people say to you and how you take it and what you want it to mean, because it's going to mean the world. Now, how you break the spell, I literally just told you, right? So when people say things to you, you have to determine what they mean. You have to determine what it means, right? And the determination of what it means is not going to be determined by what they said to you. It's going to be by how you are interpreting what they said to determine if you should be able to take it and move on or not, right? And you're not going to take something and assume that someone said it for your good. You're not going to make an ass of yourself and assume, right, that what they're saying is for your good. You're going to make it for your good. You're going to transmute that energy just like you would transmute any other energy. Part of breaking spells is you learning how to transmute energy. And I have a video. It's called How to Transmute Energy. And in that video, a major key in transmuting energy, you understand? Yeah, I'm not gonna put another face video up like this ever. Part of the key, is someone trying to give you something negative and you turning it around to a whole positive, right? So the example that I used in that video was a relationship. A guy or a girl wants to break up with you and they want, oh, I'm leaving you for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? You what? Like you could see like what? You could take that what and like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm ugly. Oh my God. Or you could take that and say, what? Oh, what? Child, please. All right. I ain't got my time for you. Listen, I got to clean up this car because somebody else about to be in it. What do you talk about? You could allow it to boost you, or you can just allow it to make you lose you, you know? And it's very, very important to do that. And to break a spell, one of the main ways of breaking a spell, and it's also the main way that that scenario was able to transmute a negative to a positive, is through awareness. Through awareness. Once this person approached you and they told you, you had that awareness and you move forward. Now, sometimes you may not be able to have that opportunity, that golden opportunity, to truly get the awareness that you truly need, right? This is when you really got to listen to your intuition, right? And that's honestly that's key. That you got to do that regardless. So that'll help you. And also, I guess a great exercise in boosting your intuition and breaking spells is you to start listening to yourself more and not having to wait for people to tell you things, right? Because everything is like a motherfucking pimple. It was already motherfucking there before it hit the surface of your motherfucking face. It was underneath the surface, bubbling and boiling, rolling and twirling, all of that shit, right? And then over time, it revealed itself. And then when it was revealed, unfortunately, that's when we began. You know, especially back in the day when we was in high school and shit. That's when we would begin to treat ourselves. We will go get the Noxzema now. Now we're going to go get the Bior strips. You understand? But you have to kind of get into the world, the mindset of being able to, to call the pimple while it's underneath your skin before it rears its ugly head. I'm not trying to yell. Am I yelling? I ain't going front, child. I'm always yelling. I be happy yelling. It's crazy because when I'm mad, I don't yell. It's so strange because when I'm really fucking mad, I'm not yelling. Main reason why I ain't gonna yell when I'm mad, child, is because I have to conserve my energy. You might say some super duper hot tamale shit 12 sentences deep into the motherfucking conversation, and I want to have all the energy I need, child. Let's say what the fuck I got to say. All right, peace, y'all. You won't stop to the beach, y'all. You won't stop. Back to my regular black screen. No.